guys. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday today. So it is online literary magazine reading. I was actually live on my private account. And so I'm laughing. But anyway, okay. Today I'm reading from, I don't have a book to read well, I have books. But on Thursdays I read from new books and from online literary magazines, in hopes that when I do that, you'll be aware of the online literary magazines that actually have some brilliant writing on their sites. Last month I read from dooklitmag.com. So yeah, last month I read from Doek Mag, and then I also read, I mentioned Lolwe, which is also another online Cabello's Daily Sun. It's the lockdown glow. So yes. So today I'm reading from Doek Mag because today they turn 1. And if you're not familiar with Doek Mag, it's spelled Duku, Doek Litmag, LIT mag.com. And yeah, so they are open for submissions. I know it's the first, it's Namibia's first literary magazine, online literary magazine, and it's a free, independent, and pan-African online literary magazine produced in Windhoek, Namibia. They publish fiction, non-fiction, poetry, art, brilliant photos from Namibia and the African diaspora. So it is founded by Remy Ngamije, who is the author of The Eternal Audience of One, published by Blackbird Books. So today I'm going to be reading a short story from Troy Onyango, who is the founder of Lolwe. So maybe next week Thursday I'll read from Lolwe, one of the stories from there. But yeah, today I'm reading This Little Light of Mine by Troy Onyango. Let me actually, I just remembered I needed to pin. So yeah, there's the pin. Let me see. There you go. This Little Light of Mine by Troy Onyango, and it is published on Doek Mag. So the story asks, where is the world when it is no longer at your feet? Hold on, let me see if at the bottom of the story, so I don't have a book to show you, but because I'm reading from the laptop, but I'm gonna read Troy's bio first, and then we'll actually start with the story. Hi everybody that came in. I wasn't running late, but I was on the wrong account live, so forgive me. But yes, we are here now. Thank you for joining me. Troy Onyango's work has appeared in Prairie Schooner, Wasafari, Johannesburg Review of Books, Nairobi Noir, Cannes Prize Anthology, and Transition, among others. He is the winner of the inaugural Nyanza Literary Festival Prize and first runner-up in the Black Letter Media Competition. He has also been shortlisted for the Short Story Day Africa Prize, the Brittle Paper Awards, and he's been nominated for the Pushcart Prize. He holds an MA in Creative Writing with distinction from the University of East Anglia, where he was a recipient of the Miles Moreland Foundation Scholarship. Why do I feel like I'm going through deja vu? I hope I didn't choose a story that I've read before. But anyway, This Little Light of Mine. Where is the world when it is no longer at your feet? I think you need to actually go onto dookletmag.com. Then you will see all the pictures, like brilliant pictures on there. So this is in celebration of their first year, which is today. So yeah, if you see Remy on the street, wish them happy birthday. And raise a glass if you still have a glass of left during this lockdown. Okay. In the silence of the dark room, he finds his voice, but realizes he has forgotten how to use it. He clears his throat and tries again, opening his mouth wide as if yawning. Warm air liquefies before him, and he blinks twice, then half closes his eyes. He gropes in the dark, tapping the side of the bed, and finds his phone. The light from the screen is blinding, and he turns down the brightness. He opens one app, closes it, opens another, closes it. He puts the phone back on the bed, screen facing down. The room is once again dark. A sound makes his hand dart by reflex and reach for the phone. He hesitates, then taps the screen. He sees the message and his voice comes alive with a sob, tears flowing freely from his eyes, fire burning under them. It is only when his alarm rings that he stops crying. He presses the back of his hand on his face and wipes away the tears, feeling the shame of having an outburst because of a text message from another stranger he will never get to meet. Okay, so Zindatu says, we've read from Dooklet Mag before, but I don't think it was this story. Yeah, I don't think. No, it was Mubanga's story. Yeah, it was Mubanga's story. Mubanga wrote The Morning Bird. Yeah, I remember. Thank you, Zindatu. Yes. Yeah, I was feeling deja vu-ish. Or maybe I've read it before. I'm not sure by myself. But yeah. Okay. It is only when his alarm rings that he stops crying. He presses the back of his hand on his face and wipes away the tears, feeling the shame of having an outburst because of a text message from another stranger he will never get to meet. He pulls himself up on the bed, presses his legs together, and slowly lifts them towards the edge of the bed. He lowers them. Hey, Sarah! Woo! He pulls himself up on the bed, presses his legs together, and slowly lifts them towards the edge of the bed. He lowers them. The right foot touches the floor first, then the left. He lets them stay on the cold floor, hesitant to make the next move. The alarm rings again. He remembers the medication helps with the pain. And although the pain he feels now is not in his leg, he hopes the doctor forgot to mention that the drugs also help with heartaches. Every rejection, however it comes, is a memory. Oof. Oof. Every rejection, however it comes, is a memory, a way of remembering how he ended up here, a conjuring of the events leading up to the I love you, I really do, but I have to move on with my life. I don't want to be, held back by all of this. I'm sure there'll be someone else for you, and I don't want to break your heart. That's why I'm doing this over the phone. And then, just let me be. We had a wonderful 3 years, I know, but there is more to life, Evans. I have to go. It is too late to lock it all out. He remembers the prolonged beeping sound on the phone, the silence of the other side. He grabs the chair by its wheel and pulls it towards him. The thin wheel rolls backwards slightly. With one rehearsed move, he lifts himself off the bed. his weight resting on his arms and onto the seat. He breathes slowly and bites on his lower lip, leaving teeth marks. The lights flick on and he switches on the television too. He skims through the channels, trying to find a distraction, something to keep his mind off the silence of his house. The silence reminds him of things he'd rather not remember, things he wishes he could forget, things that only cause pain when he'd prefer to feel nothing. On the television, a man's with a voice sings about love or something to do with it. He switches off the television because that too he prefers not to hear about. A sound from his phone. He picks it from the bed. A new message. Hi, how are you? Hey, how are you? I'm good. What you up to? Nothing much, to be honest. Just at home. You? Well, my friends and I are going out in Westie. Wanna come? I'd love to. I can't. Why not? He wonders whether he should tell this stranger he used to go out every weekend, that he used to love dancing on Fridays and Saturdays. He wants to be honest, but honesty has brought him nothing but rejection and loneliness. And so he wonders whether he should reveal he cannot go out anymore. He needs his chair to move around. He remembers the previous message. OMG, you are a cripple? Sorry, but I don't do cripples. Instead, I just don't like going out. Oh, it will be fun. Just come. We'll go to Brew, then Havana. Oh, okay. Fan. Oh, it will be fan. I thought it was a typo, but it is. Oh, it will be fan. Just come. We'll go to Brew, then Havana. And then there's and then fun. So the person realized that they had texted like an incorrect word, and then yeah, they fixed it. Next time maybe, why don't you come over and we hang out? Maybe watch a movie? Lol. Most movies are boring. I liked Black Panther though. So you're a Marvel nerd. What's that? Never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep. It's late. Okay, maybe I can come over after the club. Gitu, 3 a.m. He doesn't notice the silence in the room, the way it takes up space, like a thing capable of being inflated. He doesn't realize his hands are trembling. It has been more than 2 years since the accident, since he started using the chair. This is the most time anyone has given him on this app. 3 a.m. is late, but I can give you my number and you call when you want to come. Okay. I'm a bit tipsy and really horny, by the way. Me too. Really? When was your last time? 2 years. He wishes there was an unsend option. Like words spoken in a conversation, it is impossible to take them back. He shakes his head and thinks himself a fool. No way, that's a long, dry spell. Lol. Yeah, I had a bad breakup with my ex. Wow, sorry about that. That's alright. It's just, I've been looking for a meaningful connection with someone. Not just sex, but someone genuine. Yeah, me too. People are so dishonest out here. Sorry. Gotta go. My friends say the Uber is here. Whew. Okay. I'll just leave my number here and you can call me later. The silence rushes back. He closes the app, opens YouTube, and plays some old school dance hall. Hold on. Hey Nami, hi. Oh, So Liam says, who doesn't know Marvel? Like, so yeah, up until the year I met my husband, I wasn't even aware of Marvel. So I don't blame this person. And that was like a while ago, like recent, but not a recent, but yeah. I didn't know Marvel or what's the other one? What's the other one with the D word? Anyway, yeah. So it seems like he had a car accident, and after the car accident, his ex decided to end things because he couldn't deal with that. Yeah, that's sad. So he's trying to open himself up on a dating app. It looks like it's a dating app because they don't have each other's numbers. So he's met someone and he's talking to that person. And Liam is laughing at the fact that I didn't know Marvel. Like, I watched these movies, but I was like oblivious to Marvel. Yeah, DC. Thank you. Yeah. Zintatu says, so he hasn't been with anyone since the accident and breakup. And I'm assuming the breakup was because of being wheelchair bound. Yes. So this person has ended things. And then clearly it shows how people handle things as well. You know how this person the previous message that he got was someone rejecting him and saying he doesn't date cripples, he doesn't do cripples, you know? That is very, very insensitive. Okay, so let's continue because it looks like there's a while. The silence rushes back. He closes the app, opens YouTube, and plays some old school dance hall. Yes. He shakes his head and shoulders. His legs are still, like they are not part of his body, like they refuse to belong to him. He tries to move them. They are heavy. He winces at the pain. He squeezes his eyes shut, and the sound fills his head. Glass breaking, metal ramming on metal, and flesh alike. Tires skidding on the wet tarmac as the driver tries to step on the brakes. Men, women, and children screaming. Rain pouring from the open sky like a curse. Someone's phone playing This Little Light of Mine. I'm gonna let it shine for the child on her lap. His mother's voice asking him what time he said he'd be home. Other cars hooting. Onlookers saying how stupid the driver was to try and overtake a lorry in the Salga stretch while drunk. Ghost screams from people who died on the same road. He opens his eyes. On his phone screen, a sinewy man with thick jet black dreadlocks falling to his shoulder sings about how much he loves pussy and walking around Kingston's streets looking for somewhere to put his cock. A woman dances beside him and bends for him to rub his crotch against her back. He is short. Her behind rubs against his stomach instead. His voice was meant for anything else, not singing. When he sings, the veins in his neck nearly burst. The woman dances, compelled, perhaps by economic circumstances, to be in the video. 3 a.m. He has not slept at all. He wheels himself to the kitchen, opens the fridge, and picks out a tub of what he thinks is ice cream. His last visit to the supermarket was more than a week ago. Since the chair, he has avoided public places, lest he meets his friends from days before and they ask him, with a look of pity and dread, what happened to him. He has also stopped going to church or work. His office job at the IT firm allows him to work remotely. He misses going to the movies and wonders how soon the new Marvel movie will be available online in HD. He moves to the sitting room and finds the window open, a gentle breeze billowing the curtains. He watches it until the wind stills and wonders with irritation why the cleaning girl left the window open. He tries to close it, but the latch is too high. Outside, he hears the sound of cars rushing past and a dog growling, then howling. The moon smiles upon him. The stars are diamonds pinned to the sky. He tries to close the window again and fails. Is it time to move to a new house that accommodates his current disposition? He heads back to the bedroom. 2 new messages. Hey, saw your number. You still awake? Hi, I am awake. My friends just left. Can I come over? Sure. Can you pay for my cab? I'm broke, Aki. Take an Uber. I'll pay when you get here. I don't have Uber. Just M-Pesa me. I'll get regular taxi. I have doubts too, but anyway. He has doubts, but he does not think anything could go wrong with this person. Maybe luck has finally smiled upon him. He wonders if now is the time to admit he uses a wheelchair. He decides against it. The admission has cost him so much, and he has paid for it with loneliness. He sends the money. When he tries to send his location, he notices his number is blocked. He shakes his head and curses aloud for being so desperate he did not stop to think. He tries to call the number, but it is switched off. He wheels himself to the bed and throws himself off the chair onto the bed. His legs dangle over the side. He wants them removed, cut off, and taken away. He hates their betrayal. He hates the driver who caused the accident and ran away, who is probably driving another bus full of unsuspecting passengers. He cries himself to sleep. When he wakes up, his room is filled with a blinding sheet of light. He presses his face against the pillow and remembers a deadline for work. His phone tells him it is 3 hours away. He closes his eyes and rubs the erection pressing through his pajama pants. He picks up his phone and opens Pornhub and finds something he likes. The act is short-lived. He closes the browser with disgust, annoyed by the wet patch on his pants. He lies in bed, silence all around him. He wonders if the cleaner will show up today. He gets out of bed and goes to the bathroom, his purple towel draped on his shoulder. This is the highlight of his day, when he can display a sense of independence and shower by himself. He looks forward to it, unlike those first weeks when his mother camped at his house and cleaned him thrice a day. It was her way of showing concern. He wishes it had not been a reminder of how helpless and childlike he was. His body was not bothered. She would laugh loudly and say, "Now you are embarrassed when I am the one who bathed you for the first 9 years of your life." Birds outside his window sing, not privy to the sadness he feels. He perches on the toilet seat and kneads his stomach as if to jumpstart his bowel movement. He holds his knees and hears the splash, a stone throw in a pond. One of the side effects of this medication, he does not shit with ease. Another stone drops in the pond. He breathes with relief. He wipes himself, flushes the toilet, and opens the shower. The jet of water splashes on the darkened scars on his torso and rubs soap over them. massage, massaging gently, begging them to go away. They are like war marks, the wounds caused by the shards of glass entering and exiting his body as he lay on the tarmac surrounded by strange faces, his lower half still trapped in the wrought metal of the car, waiting for an ambulance. His phone beeps. He fights the urge to get out of the shower with foam still clinging to his armpit hair and pubes. He finishes his shower, ties a towel around his waist, and walks slowly towards the bed, leaning on the wall more heavily for support. He winces at the pain, but he tells himself pain is a necessary part of the recovery process. He remembers those are not his words, but the doctor's. He does not check his phone. Instead, he dresses in loose-fitting sweatpants and a grey t-shirt and sits at his desk. He works. An Afrobeat mix in the background. A song he has not heard in a long while comes and he remembers how he and his ex loved dancing to this particular song. When the chorus comes on, he remembers. Listen, Evans, I love you so much and I will never leave you. He switches off the music. He works in silence. So Zindatu was saying, I was wondering. Oh, okay. Zindatu said about my DC and Marvel. I didn't tell. I can't tell which is Marvel and which is DC. Like, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. And she says, I was wondering what inspired the title. I'm glad we got to it before you could cut the story short. No, it's an online story, so I am gonna read the whole thing. I see it's 5:30, but yeah, I'll continue until I finish. No shame. It is a scam. It was a scam. Oh gosh. And about the shitting. Oh, sorry. We were eating. So he works in silence. I love how Troy is able to paint this loneliness. Sure. Yeah. The silence as well. You can feel it, 2 hours later, he emails his boss to report his finished work. He cracks his knuckles. The popping sound makes him smile. He leans back on the chair and stretches, spreading his arms wide until his shoulders have some bit of strain. He moves to the bed and finally checks the message. Hey, it's me. Sorry about last night. I didn't mean to block you. Why did you do that? He wants to add an angry emoji, but leaves it. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can send back the money. No need. I just thought you were honest, at least. You could have just told me you needed money instead of conning me. It was not nice at all. I didn't con you. That's why I'm saying I can send back the money. You can keep it. Don't text me again. Please don't say that. I've told you I'm sorry. Can we meet up? So Sarah says, oh, you're joining my club of extending Insta Live and we are here for it. Duke Lit Mag is everything and Troy Onyango is everything, right? Sure. I'm enjoying this. This is the point he thinks things should end. The point he should walk away and maybe even delete this app. However, since the accident and the breakup, the desertion, as he thinks of it, this app has been the window through which he can see the dating world. Perhaps his only hope of meeting someone who will accept him and fill the absences in his life. Although he has been unsuccessful on so many occasions, he knows at some point the world will hand him something. Something. Oh, at least he has hope, you know. Sometimes like being alone can actually bring you like this misery, and you just feel like there is absolutely no hope in the dating pool. Like, guys, but please hold on. In the bleakness of everything around him, he chooses to cling to a strand of optimism, something he never really had before. But then those days, the world was at his feet. He had all the attention he wanted, and he could go to a club in Westlands and come back home with whomever he wanted. He is filled with a longing, a yearning to go back in time and live a life where he did not board that bus, where he did not phone his mother and say, "I have never spent Christmas away from home. I will be there on the 23rd. That must have been a very sad Christmas. And then there are other longings too that cannot be ignored or pushed aside with the wave of a hand. Yep. I don't think we can meet up. Let me be honest with you. I was in an accident a while ago, and I now use a wheelchair. Oh, your photo doesn't seem like you are disabled. It's an old photo, taken about 3 years ago. Oh, okay. He knows what that means. He knows that form of brevity that is a substitute for silence. He has seen this response so many times, but still the finality of it shakes him. He puts the phone down and goes to his computer. He goes through the folder of his movies and wonders whether to rewatch Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf or A Streetcar Named Desire. He ends up watching an animated film instead. Halfway through, he feels tired and falls asleep on his desk. Dreams are the worst part of his day because in his dreams, he has to confront what he's afraid of the most. He has a dream in which he is standing in the middle of a black river that looks like a road, and cars are zooming past him at bullet speed. One of them goes through him, and then another, and he feels a slight pain when they do that, but it builds up as more cars do the same until he is on his knees. He sees his mother telling him to get out of the way, but his legs cannot move, so he stays kneeling down until, at last, his ex appears and tries to stop the cars. He wakes up from the dream shaking. The beads of sweat cover his face. His back is drenched in sweat, and his fingers tremble as if he is feeling cold. He calms himself and remembers the doctor always telling him to count backwards, 10 to 1. 10, 9, 8. A notification on his phone. 7, 6, 5. Another notification. 4, 3. He breaks the counting and picks up his phone. It is a message from his service provider asking him to donate towards the Safaricom Marathon for the Liwa Wildlife Conservancy. He remembers when he took part in the marathon 3 years ago and how the sun was hot and he was sweaty and sticky as he ran the dusty high grassland roads. He had told himself that he would take part in the marathon every year for the cause. All that changed after the accident. Now he only wishes he could walk again. No aspirations to run marathons or climb Mount Kilimanjaro and do a trek along the sandy beaches of the coast. None of that. just be able to walk from his room to the next and the next, and to dance again. He wishes for nothing else but a time when his life was whole and he could go wherever he wanted to, whenever he felt like it. He realizes now that he had never thought of it as a privilege. That simple act of putting one foot forward followed by the next. He had never stopped to think of what life would be if he had been born without that privilege. Now he embodies that reality, and sometimes he finds himself wondering what he did to deserve this. Nothing, he answers himself. He knows that, as difficult as it is to admit, life happens that way, and every single day, and the fact that it is not one's reality does not mean it does not exist. He decides to go out and get some fresh air. He feels suffocated by the silence in his house, and often finds himself regretting the decision to reject his brother's offer to move in with him. He regrets shutting down the proposition from his mother to have someone else come in to take care of him. He was used to his freedom, absolute, uninhibited freedom, and he knew someone else staying with him would mean an end to that. Back then, naturally, he had not come to terms with his new life in the chair. Outside, he wheels himself on the concrete slab that was added to his veranda when he was discharged from the hospital. He goes around the house twice, looking to see if any of his neighbors are around. No one seems to be in the vicinity, so he goes back into the house and sits in the living room, consumed by the terror of silence and loneliness once more. He goes to the bedroom and picks up his phone. He checks Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to while away time, but there is nothing of interest going on them. He has not uploaded any photos of himself on any of the platforms since the accident. He wonders if he should close them down. After an hour, he finds a response to the earlier conversation. "Hi, sorry I was silent, was a bit busy. Anyway, what are you up to?" He responds, "Nothing much." "Wanna meet up today?" "Today? Oh, told you I can't. I can come over. I'm okay with that, but I hope you are comfortable with who I am." "Yep, I'm cool." "What time?" 10:30 p.m. "That's a bit late. Maybe 8:30? "I'll try. Let me send you my location." He hopes the fact that there has been no request for money this time means he has finally found a genuine connection. He pushes the previous events aside and tries to focus on the fact that this is the first who has agreed to meet him since he got on the app. Even though it is still a few hours away, he phones the cleaner and asks her to come over and tidy up. He tells her he will pay extra if she comes right away. When she arrives, he has tidied his desk and tells her to clean the kitchen, even though there is not much to clean in a house where barely any cooking happens and there is rarely a visitor. She polishes the surfaces. He nods to show his satisfaction. His body feels awake. He wheels himself around at an unusually fast pace. When she is done, he pays her and thanks her for coming on such short notice. Afterwards, he calls Domino's to order 2 large pizzas. As he waits for the delivery, he has a second quick shower. He puts on a pair of black sweatpants and an orange t-shirt with black sleeves. He rubs some cologne on his neck and wrists. He checks his phone every 10 or so minutes and wonders if time has slowed down to frustrate him. He plays some music to distract himself, but he does not listen to it. At 8:30 p.m., he wheels himself to the living room and waits near the door. His heart races, and he can feel drops of sweat form on his back. The t-shirt clings to his skin. He counts. 10, 9, 8. He checks his phone. 7, 6, 5. Still no message. He dreads the thought of getting to one without a call or a knock at the door. He closes his eyes and tries to make the time move faster. He hears the music coming from his computer. He does not recognize the song. He waits by the door, telling himself to keep calm and wait until 9 p.m. He notices the window from last night still open, but the air is so still and the curtain stays unmoving. He did not remember to ask the cleaner to close it. So he didn't come. I love the fact that writers like Troy are so brilliant and they can actually let us decide an ending, you know? So one can actually imagine, like, did he come or did he not come? But yeah, that was This Little Light of Mine by Troy Onyango. And this appeared in Doek Lit Mag, which Liam, why are you laughing? Which was founded by Mutaleni Nadimi and Remy Ngamije. And yeah, it's a literary magazine online. You can check it out on doeklitmag.com, DOEK litmag litmag.com. And yeah, I enjoyed it. That was beautiful. So you can actually picture this silence and the loneliness, you know, and the heartbreak as well from the ex. And I mean, how sad is it that this person just decided to leave because he can't deal with this. But yeah, some of like I said earlier, some of Troy's work has also appeared in the Johannesburg Review of Books. You can check that out as well. But yeah, so every Thursday and Friday I read from either a new book or a literary magazine. Let me see what's happening here. Oh, so Zintatu says Books and Rhymes, at Books and Rhymes, guys, hosts live Insta sessions on Wednesdays. It's our 10 o'clock, her 9 p.m. or 8. So just check Books and Rhymes. And she says, you take Insta Live to another level. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was today's reading, and it was extended because it's like 50 minutes now into 5 p.m. But yeah, I hope you are aware that the Abuja Literary and Arts Festival is taking place. It's virtual. Just check out. I'll actually just put up the story after I'm done with this live. I will save this live reading on IGTV and YouTube. Yeah, I forgot to load up the yesterday's reading. I forgot to load it up. I didn't forget. I'm just working on like some other things. But yeah, everything is loaded up on IGTV from the previous reads. So if you have been missing them, you can check them out. But yeah, I'm done for the day, guys. I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you enjoyed that. We will talk tomorrow at 5. I don't have any new stuff to read, so I will read from another. Maybe I'll read from Lolwe. So Sarah says Abuja Lit Fest is so good. Yeah, the lineup is amazing. So I will put up a picture on the stories, and you'll just click, and then yeah. Otherwise, just go on to Instagram and check out Abuja, Abuja Lit Fest. Okay, let me see. I think it's A Lit Fest. Yeah. A Lit Fest _ So it's Abuja Literary and Arts Festival. It's taking place from today. It started today in the afternoon up until Sunday. Or is it Saturday? I'm not sure. But yeah, Abuja Literary and Arts Festival. So A Lit Fest, Apple Lit Fest. So Apple LITFEST _ guys. Okay, that was my plug for the day. So Doek Lit Mag, and happy first birthday to Doek Lit Mag. To many more years of sharing beautiful stories of Africa. And Sarah says, thank you once again for the amazing work you do. Thank you for being like fire. Hi Makanaka, you're late, but I'm done. I will save it up on YouTube and here on Instagram Live. I will see you guys tomorrow at 5. Bye.